They poison the air, they poison the water, they poison vaccines for our sons and our daughters. Call it conspiracy, but it doesn't faze me. Watch some world star hip-hop and see if I'm crazy. Dumb upon dumb, the dumbing down worked. They can't answer a question, but they know how to twerk. And before you think that you're any better with your degree in hand and pocket protector, answer this. You voting for left or the right? Illusion of choice in a rigged fight. Television for multiple personalities. One watches news, the other reality. Both have the same owners, both have the same writers, both have the same purpose to kill our desires. Working our jobs, we are now so complacent. Photographing our food is now entertainment. We can't afford thrills. We can't even relax. Can you even clear your head without a Xanax? Or Prozac or Ambien? Go down the list. Who gave us these issues that Big Pharma can fix? They say harmful ingredients in such small amounts can't hurt anyone, but it's paramount. 69 doses of vaccines is what's on schedule by the time you're 16. Pharmaceutical lobbyists are second to none. In the past 7 years, they spent $800 million. That's chump change in investment return once you see cancer alone is a $500 billion a year industry. As I mentioned before, this is one of the ways they've taken control of the people these days. We pay to be poisoned. I know that sounds nuts. Got a computer? Bill Gates thanks us. Watch Innovating to Zero, Gates' TED Talk stand to reduce carbon emissions, a population control plan. In his own words, here's the goal. If we do a great job with vaccines, healthcare, and birth control, look at the millions of dollars he's so generously given to make geoengineering a cure for emissions. Look up at the sky. Contrails my ass. Gates talks about sunblocking with sulfuric acid. That shit rains down into our water supply, seeps into our crops. You can see the trees die. Maybe I'm crazy, or maybe I'm not. But there's things that I notice that happen a lot. Like when important bills pass, it's sleight of hand so you miss. Don't look at that. Hey, look at this. On April 18th, 2013, CISPA passed during Boston bombing. During the scare of Ebola, the UN passed what essentially is a Global Patriot Act. You know, the Patriot Act that excludes due process for the nation and leaves extremists up to interpretation, which leads to things like TSA, Guantanamo Bay, and invasions of privacy by the NSA. If you have nothing to hide, why do you care about this? Because of the things that make you a suspected terrorist. Owning a gun or precious metals, activism's too far, or rocking a Ron Paul sticker on the back of your car. The Read the Bill Act is proposed legislation that requires Congress to read bills proposed for our nation. Are you kidding me? It's not common sense to actually read the bills. Are you that fucking dense? Oh, get all offended by the word I just used. You should be offended by what's in your food. Reading the labels of food that we eat requires a linguist to get a science degree. I can't pronounce most of the words on the list, let alone know what the hell that it is. They don't want to label what's GMO, but have no problem labeling a race, religion, or homo. Labels on people to further divide, to make us forget that we are divine. I'm not a socialist, but I am entitled to my personal freedom and to protecting my child. And I refuse to ask permission before I speak my mind, like they teach the children before they form a line. Don't get me started on education. Our kids didn't even make top 10 when comparing the nations. But we were number 1 in defense spending. We're the great war machine and the war is never ending. In all our high schools, they're trying to recruit the next generation to strap on the boots, to protect our freedom. But we're right here. So why are they sending our kids over there? Bribing them with free education? You'll see the whole world while you bomb all the nations. Protecting our freedom, or oil interest again, or use economic hitmen to establish a central banking system. And when you come home after wars messed with your mind, you can live on the streets and commit suicide. I mean no disrespect to those who've laid down their life. For the love of the people, they paid the ultimate price. I'm just pissed off at the lies that are told by the government puppets to get war sold. And as we're on the verge of World War III, it's our duty to question the powers that be. But by all means, pledge your allegiance to a corrupt government who stripped all our freedoms. With the world's highest rate of incarceration, making huge profits for privately owned corporations. Contractual agreements are all in place to keep the cells full of various inmates. Doesn't matter if they're violent or not. Then promote through the media that there's a war on cops, so that the upstanding citizens will then start to defend our men and women in blue who have swore to defend, to protect, and serve. But that's not the case at all. Supreme Court ruled their only duty is to uphold the law. So it's not to serve the people, it's to serve the state. That's why there's more cops writing tickets than investigating rapes. I hate ending on negativity from all the above, because that's not who I am. I'm about peace and love. And if your perspective is different, that's all right. I'm not trying to argue. I don't want to fight. And I'm not trying to change your stance, but please research cognitive dissonance. It's a hard pill to swallow. At least it was for me. But once you get past it, it's really quite freeing. And frustrating and depressing. There's ups and there's downs. But I'm thankful now that I know what I know now. Because now I can try to help my kids to change how things are in this world that we live. If you don't hurt others or infringe on their rights, I'll defend your freedom till the day that I die. We don't need rulers to govern, because power corrupts. Just defend one another and spread peace and love.